The member from Nipissing.
Thank you, and good morning, Speaker. My question is for the Premier. Speaker, somehow this government keeps finding new ways to waste taxpayer money without ever delivering anything. $12 million on consultants, no hydro relief. $70 million, no pension plan. $308 million on OLG, nothing to show for it. $1.1 billion on gas plants, no gas plan.
Finish, please.
Speaker, this government even wastes money doing nothing at all. I ask the Premier, why do you keep wasting millions of dollars delivering nothing in return?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I notice that no one in the House this morning has asked a question about the Ontario-Quebec energy agreement, Mr. Speaker. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that there wasn't a question, because I believe, Mr. Speaker, I've heard calls from the other side of the House that Ontario and Quebec work together. We are working together, Mr. Speaker, and working with Quebec to get that power, that clean Quebec power, Mr. Speaker, will save $70 million over 7 years, Mr. Speaker. That's just one of the things in the list of things that we are doing to take.
The member from Renfrew.
She's talented enough to make you sound loud. That's her issue.
One of the things, Mr. Speaker, that we are doing to take costs out of the system and, Mr. Speaker, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It's good news. I'm surprised nobody's mentioned it.
Thank you.
Back to the Premier. Speaker, families across Ontario are suffering because of this government's decisions. We now learn this government once again wasted millions of taxpayer dollars in exchange for nothing. This time, their political decision on wind energy put Ontario taxpayers on the hook for another $28 million. Families are now expected to pay for a wind project that was never even built. This is yet another example, Speaker, of this government's waste, mismanagement and scandal. So I'll ask the Premier again, why do you keep wasting millions of taxpayer dollars that delivers nothing in return?
Thank you.
So, Mr. Speaker, I assume from the tone of this question and from the substance, quite frankly, that the member opposite would be supportive of the Quebec-Ontario agreement that was signed on Friday, Mr. Speaker. And let me just talk a little bit about what that is. Under the agreement, Ontario can import up to 2 terawatts of power. And just for context, Mr. Speaker, that's enough power to power the city of Kitchener for a year. So it's a massive amount of electricity power, Mr. Speaker, that is part of this deal. And this agreement will reduce electricity system costs for consumers by about $70 million. That's $10 million a year for 7 years, Mr. Speaker. And as I said, that is just one of the things that we are doing to take costs out of the system. I heard someone over on the other side heckle about making Quebec great. Mr. Speaker, if Quebec is great, Ontario is great, Canada is great. We work together in this country, Mr. Speaker.